Hello, everybody. Good evening. What a beautiful night to be here and share those moments with you. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs to prepare our place for our meeting tonight. Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and sharing everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into song. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, morning a powerful night, supporting comfort, supporting comfort. Cascades floating down the mountain, calling the children of earth, with love in their heart, with love in their heart. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make yours no son a good Christian, make yours no son a good Christian.
Sometimes it's not so easy, sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decay. outpost. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Quand la nuit tombait à Capharnaüm, la maison de pierre si simple, un foyer commun, s'emplissait de paix dans son cœur chacun, recueillait les paroles de lumière du Maître divin. Il me plaît de rêver, de me trouver aussi aux côtés de Jean, Simon, Jacques, André et Lévi, de planter dans nos âmes la sémence de la foi. La sémence que Jésus nous donne et qu'un jour poussera. Et je n'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins. brise la lune, tu la vois. Il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and to find a quiet place to stay during this time if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. Following the presentation, we will have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concaprus Americas through their Facebook and will also be retransmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. East by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. For those who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know to Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East. This Saturday is going to be a special class which will be about gospel at home. Amazing topic, right? So if you want to join us in our study group, the registration link is going to be posted in the chat. The topic of today's meeting is Dueling from chapter 12, Love Your Enemies, items 11 to 16, which will be facilitated by our brother Publio from Toronto. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will address the questions at the end of the talk. So, and now we invite our tonight's speaker. Welcome, Publio.
Welcome, Marceli. How are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you. We have a wonderful day. The weather is very good. Well,
Yeah.
no snow like our brothers in Winnipeg
Yeah.
or Ottawa, but we had amazing day. Thanks God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We are excited to watching you about this topic, right?
It's very interesting. I'm gonna comment. Look like Dueling. It's an old thing that happened in the past, but we're gonna see a couple of dwelling here today, like nowadays, what happened with the dwelling. Okay, we're gonna talk after, but
Okay.
before
Hmm.
we're gonna start our meeting doing a initial prayer.
Okay, I see you later.
See you later. So I'd like to invite everybody, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes to facilitate the concentration. And this moment, thinking about Jesus Christ as a son of our lives. Let's imagine him coming toward us. Open his arms in this moment. Say, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to be here tonight. We'd like to thank you for all the things that we receive, all the things that we have, the life, the opportunities. And also, Master Jesus, ask a permission to start our meeting tonight. And also, allow the good spirits to be with us. All the spirits that came during the week to participate this beautiful moment that's your gospel. Be with us today and forever. So be it. So, tonight we're going to talk about a very interesting passage, a very interesting, let's say, subject. It's the chapter 12 from the Gospel according to Spiritism. Love your enemies. Items 11 to 12. Dwelling. So what is dwelling? I remember when I was a kid, we used to see the West movies, they dwelling with some guns and stuff like that, sometimes dwelling with swords. So, what the Spiritism have to teach us about this, let's say, this chapter in the history of humankind? So, we're going to see point of view of Adolf, a bishop of Argel. We have Saint Augustine. We have a protecting spirit, Francois Javier, Augustine, and also remarks from Kardec. So it's going to be a very interesting topic. So, so to begin with, what does Spiritism have to tell us? So you're going to see here in the question 757, the Spirit book, chapter 6, part 3. Kardec asked the spirits about this question. Can dwelling be considered a case of lawful self-defense? Because a lot of people think, oh, a dwelling is out-defense. Someone is dwelling me, challenging me. I have the right to defend myself. So what the spirits, good spirits, answer him? No, it is murder and an absurd custom worth of barbarians. In a more advanced and moral civilization, people will understand that dueling is as foolish as the combats of antiquity there that were regarded as the judgment of God. So, just to begin with, we can understand this kind of dwelling. It comes from the barbarian time. So we keep on as a tradition, as a point of view, as a out defense. But to be honest, the spirits and explain to us it's murder. But why they consider a murder? We're gonna see in the history people that has abilities. They used to dwelling and challenge another ones. It's generally the ones that don't have abilities with guns or swords. and they used to challenge them, knowing in the beginning that they would win. So continuing, Kardec in the end of this chapter, he has a very good point that is exactly the same point of the spirits, and this is in the Gospel according to Spiritism. As times go by, dwelling is becoming more and more rare. But if from time to time a painful example still occurs, at least the number is greatly diminished comparing with the days gone by. What it means, this was very common in the past 1800, the dwelling, or 1800 before. Just for us to have an idea, United States, the dwelling was banned in 1838. So as we can see, was very very common dwelling in the public places. But as Kardec tells us, this is going to be more and more rare according to our elevation, according to our development as a spirit, eternal spirit. This again comes from barbarian time that we used to dwell in anybody or challenge someone because any word that we didn't like very much, we could dwell in another person. Was the law. So was allowed to kill someone. So nowadays we can think, my God, kill someone and we are under the law? Yes, under protection of the law. Let's continue. This subject is very interesting. Now we have the point of view of Adolf, Bishop of Argyll. Can dwelling be considered as murder on the part of him who, knowing his own weakness, is almost certain to be killed? So if someone dwelling me, challenging me, knowing me that I have some weak points, and even though I go and gonna try to defend my pride, what the Spirit said, it is suicide. So as we know, suicide is condemned because we have no right to take a life from our life or even any life. We are not allowed. It's against the law of God, law of love. That's the point. And in the Spiritist book, they continue with this. It is a crime to commit homicide by dwelling, as even your own laws recognize. That's I just finished saying that time, and just for us to understand, the Spirit book was released in 1857. So they still have those kind of dwelling in public places, and some of them was recognized by the law, and they had the right to dwelling. Was rare already, but that time used to have still. Nowadays we barely can see this kind of dwelling. But remember, we have the different dwelling nowadays. Let's say, for instance, someone, I'm driving in a city, my car, someone cut me off, and I get angry, and I start saying bad word, showing my bad side, my barbarian side. And if I have a chance, I'm gonna cut him off too. What it means? It means a dwelling. Thanks God, it's very rare here in Canada, someone get killed because of that. But we have races in the highway. People get mad and do stupid things that they're gonna regret for the rest of their life. It's still a dwelling of thoughts, a dwelling of point of view. I have more reason than you because I know more than you, and you challenge another person. So this is still dwelling of point of view, of pride. And also, we have also a good dwelling. Let's say, for example, we are close to the Christmas time, the best time of the year, because almost everybody start open the hearts and start giving things. And groups, many different groups, help people around the world, especially in this Christmas time. And some groups say, okay, I'm gonna get more help for more people, and they have this competition, this kind of dwelling, doing the good. So this kind of dwelling is very good, is very helpful, and consider evolution in terms of spiritual world, because people are dwelling to do more and more when we set some um, goals to our life, goals that shows that we are gonna do better and better. It's a kind of dwelling too. But tonight we are talking more specific, this kind of dwelling that kill people. So let's continue our conversation. Now we have Saint Augustine, and look the words he told us. Jesus teaching. Did he not say to Peter in the Garden of Olives, put away your sword, because who kills with the sword shall also perish by the sword. And so, saying, did he not condemn forever the act of dwelling? The Spiritists came to teach us the law of cause and effect. And that's what Jesus was teaching Peter. Who, the one that used the sword to make another suffer, to kill someone, is going to perish by the same kind of problem, a sword. Some people adopt the word karma, very popular nowadays, but it's the same thing. You do, you're going to have as a perish. And in that specific position, Jesus was telling Peter, don't dwell, don't do anything that you're gonna regret after, and you have to come back to recuperate, to pay the transgression of the law. So yes, he was condemned forever, the act of dwelling. So very interesting point of view. And it was 2,000 years ago by Jesus Christ. There's more point of view. Saint Augustine. My friends, remember the precept, love one another. Then, for every blow received through hate, you will be able to reply with a smile, and to every affront you offer forgiveness. The duelist, then, just as the suicide, will find himself marked by blood when he comes before God. So we have to understand, if you are challenged, especially in a point of fight, let's say around fights, don't give the smile, the sarcastic smile, because it's gonna be worse. Like when someone, let's bring those teachings for today, for nowadays. What happened nowadays? You are driving your car and someone cut you off, and you pass by him and give him that sarcastic smile. Again, this is a dwelling, because that sarcastic smile can be interpreted as a offense, and another person can come back and do another stupid thing. So we have to be careful. This smile means you have to that you have to give that smile of forgiveness. In other words, sometimes it's hard because we get frustrated. We keep on saying, "Oh, who?" Let's see, about the transit again, the traffic. Who gave you a drive license? How much did you pay for your drive license? We insulting another person. We are challenging another person. We are dwelling another person. What Jesus taught us was offer the smile face of forgiveness. Like, let's say, okay, it's okay, keep going. I'm not bothered. I'm not nervous. Keep going your way. That's what Jesus was showing us. Because in the end, the last phrase here, the duelist, when he goes to the spiritual world, he's going to show himself in with blood in his hands, because he took a life from someone. And according to the law of love, nobody is allowed to kill another person. Let's continue. Now, a protecting spirit. The dwell, once called God justice, is one of the most barbaric customs still persisting in some human societies. This was the comment from this spirit, saying the same thing. Some people still thinking, I'm gonna do this in name of God. I'm gonna kill in name of God. Can you imagine that? I'm gonna kill in name of Jesus Christ, in name of my religion. So this is something barbarian. And the law of God, the law of Jesus brought us, was the law of love. But let's continue. The question 759 continue in the Spirit book. In dwelling, what is the value of what is called the point of honor? So this now is touching me, is touching my pride. So what they call the point of honor? That of pride and vanity, two sources of humankind. It's unbelievable, because we always think, oh, I have my honor. I have the right to defend my honor. What the Spirit said, that's the pride of vanity, two sources of humankind. And they continue. There's another question right after. But aren't these cases in which honor really is the stake, and where refusal would be cowardice? Look at that. I'm sorry, I had a small little problem here. I'm gonna put back here the slides. Just 1 second. It's a technical difficulty. This is the one. The question is here. But aren't these cases in which honor really is a stake and where refusal would be cowardice. It depends on the custom of and usages. Each country and each epoch has a different way of regarding such matters. Nevertheless, when human beings are better and more advanced morally, they will understand that the true point of honor is above earthly passion, and that is neither by killing nor by getting themselves killed that a wrong is redeemed. Again, another teaching to us. The point of honor is an honor that is above the material life. It's an honor to be a good person. It's a Christian person. It's to be in other words, a good person, independent of the religion. That's what's important. Not the honor of be a doctor or this or that person. So we are going there. We are going there. It's almost finishing. Another point of view. This is Francois Xavier. And the question he did is very, very important and interesting to us. What will they say about me? You frequently ask. If I refuse to make the reparation that is being demanded on me, or if I do not complain about those who offended me. So, look like he's talking about the days of today. Like, what they gonna say about me if I don't accept the challenge? If I don't want to to defend my honor, defend what I am, what I have, what the people is going to say about me. Those like you who are foolish, those who are backwards will censor you. So as we can see, as you can remember from the last lecture last week, is honor to be lot of times is an honor, is a wisdom to refuse a provocation, to refuse a challenge, is more evolved the person that avoid those kind of things. We have a saying that people are using very, very much nowadays. Sometimes people say, what do you prefer, to be right or to be in peace? So I ask the same questions to you today. Sometimes you want to be right, or do you want to have peace in your life? A lot of times it's much better to say, you know what? It's okay. I'm not gonna answer. I want peace in my life. I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. So keep going your way. I'm gonna go to another way. So that's the point. I prefer peace in my life than to be right. So I don't want challenge. I don't want dwelling. See the wisdom from this spirit showing us, teaching us this problem. We still have one more about him. When charity finally becomes the general rule of the conduct for humanity, all acts and words will be confirmed to this maxim. Do not do to others that which you would not wish them to do to you. When this happens, all causes of this sensation will disappear, and with this, the duels and wars, which are only duels between nations. So he goes beyond our thoughts. When we understand that charity is more important and it's gonna regulate our lives, charity, we can understand the love between the human beings. because when we love, we help them to feed them. We help to give them a hand to stand up. This is love. This is charity. And one day, this is going to rule. It's going to be the rule of the nations. So no more wars, no more duels. Only the ones that helping people. This nation is going to do more than another nation to help another people. We thanks God we are seeing this more frequently. The rich countries helping another countries in difficulties after uh, hurricanes, after long time in drought. So it's very, very important nowadays to help, because we cannot be happy by ourselves alone. We also need the people around us help and happy too. Continue. This is Augustine. Because of one offensive word, possibly something slight, a man of the world throws away his life, which came from God, or throws away the life of the fellow creature, which also belongs to God. Unfortunately, I've been seeing some news places very violent that again, traffic is sometimes very stressful, and people kill another person in the traffic light because a mistake of one of them. And look this example, look this teaching. Nobody has the right to throw away his life or the life from another person. So again, we are talking about dwelling. It's dwelling, challenging people. The last slide is very like a, let's say, is the synthesizing these thoughts, synthesizing this feeling about dwelling. The abolition of this custom demonstrate the softening of habits. And it is interesting to follow this graduation from the epoch in which a gentleman only rode out covered with armor plate, to the times when the sword at the waist was more an ornament or blazon than a weapon of aggression. So it was very common in the old age, the person get outside the house with the armor, with the, so completely ready to defend himself. In another time, people use the sword in the waist, but what, like he said, is more than an ornament than a weapon. Another indication of the modification of these customs is that formerly these strange combats were held in the middle of the thoroughfare before a mob, whereas in the more recent time they were held in secret. I barely can see here. Just a second. Okay. At present, death is something which causes emotion, but in the other times, no one took any notice of it. So, just to remind us, and the old, not too old places, but they had death penalty in public. They have those dwelling in public, and everybody was allowed to watch, and they became to be a kind of outlaw till the modern world banned this kind of dwelling. They are, and you can ask me, public, but they are still existing. Yes, they are still existing, but it's very, very rare and very quiet. people don't know what's going on, and the only dwelling that is very common still is the verbal dwelling, and this is things that we cannot control another people. We have to learn to control ourselves and avoid those kind of things. Again, it is the quotation, the saying, do you want to be happy, do you want to be in peace, or do you want to be right? Always give yourself this question. If someone challenge you in the middle of the street, do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? I hope you guys, uh, everybody understand the point of view of the spirits. They have much, much more to give it to us in according to those laws. And remember, the law of love condemn all this kind of practice dwelling. So I hope you can sleep tonight and thinking about, am I dwelling? Do I want to be happy, or do I want to be right? Okay, Marceli, thank you very much for this moment, the opportunity, and I hope everybody appreciate. And let's see what Marceli brings to us.
Hi, Publio. Thank
Hi,
you so much for your presentation. Lots of reflections on this lesson. Yeah, I was thinking.
do you want to be happy, or do you want to be right, Marcel?
I used to be, I used to choose the to be happy. Yeah,
Okay, good.
but it's a process, right?
Yeah,
Not all the time we think it clearly, and we need to, but it is a process. I think our progress is a work in process, right?
exactly. It's a good point of view, Marceli. Thank you for sharing this. Nobody changed from yesterday to today. It's a
Mhm.
process. That's the reason we are here incarnated again and again and again,
Mhm.
learning those point of view, learning those teaching brought from Jesus Christ more than 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes when someone say something for us and we don't like it, we want to say something for the other person. But if we think, uh, maybe sometimes when we say something back, it's because we don't want to lose the fight. But with fight, our fight needs to be for the love, right?
Exactly. So, do we have any questions? I think some people are wants to know things about the same point of view of you.
Yeah, we do have some questions.
Hmm.
Let me see here. Um, Rodrigo Villar is asking, do you think we stopped dueling, or we moved from more physical dueling to more psychological dueling?
Exactly what you say. And we are in process. Yes, we technically we stop dwelling, those killing dwelling with a gun or sword. But nowadays we see a different kind of dwelling,
Mm-hmm.
or the psychological dwelling. It's very interesting because these are present in our life daily,
Yeah.
right? And again, it's a process. We still want to prove our point of view. Actually, we want to force another person to accept our point of view. So
Mm-hmm.
they start psychological dwelling.
Yeah.
And with the media nowadays, this is start getting more and more frequent in all kind of media. We see this in Twitter, we see this in Facebook, We see this in news everywhere. They have those that want to prove, they want to that the rest of the world accept their point of view. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is a dwelling. This is a dwelling. We are, thanks God, we are not killing because of this.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, we don't see many deaths about this kind of dwelling. But yes, we get the stressed, we get the emotional fatigue, So it's stressing, it's still a dwelling, doing bad to our hearts.
Yeah, people are so impatient those days, right? You see, people don't reflect before talk something, and yeah. But we have another question. Rod, he's asking, how can we avoid mental or physical conflicts and maintain peace of mind? What can we do to avoid dwelling and be more friendly with our neighbors? Great talk. Thank you very much.
Wow, this question is very, very interesting because look like is a brand new question. But this bring us 2000 years ago. The answer is from came from Jesus Christ. The law of love. Like here, avoid mental or physical conflict and maintain peace of mind. Again, do you want it to be happy? Do you want it to have peace? Or do you want to be right? You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
the law of love that Jesus Christ brought to us teach us that we have to be tolerant. Do we have to be pacific? Do we have to accept the other people the way they are? Because in true, I cannot change people. I barely can change myself. So all the efforts have to concentrate on myself. What can I do to avoid mental or physical conflict?
Yeah.
Create Jesus Christ in your life. Eh,
Yeah.
When I say Jesus Christ in your life, it means bring all the
His
teachings.
teachings, right?
Yes. And if we say public, it's a lot of things Jesus taught us. So we have there before a spirit saying, né, don't do to the others what you don't want to do to you.
Yeah.
It's a basic. So love another one as you want to. They loved you. If I love you, Marcel, I'm not gonna uh, dwell in you. I'm not gonna harm you somehow, physical or mental. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So everything finished in the law of love. So to avoid dwelling and be more friendly with neighbors is the law of love applicable in all
Of the
the
situations, right?
situations. It's very remind me one position. Sorry if you have more questions, but it's a very important message.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Francis of Assisi, he had a saying that was it is still is very, very interesting. And he used to say for his disciples, and he used to say like that, go and uh, go and spread the gospel. And if it's necessary, use the words.
Wow, this is profound.
Yeah, like when I heard this the first time, I started thinking, well, go and spread the gospel, Jesus Christ's gospel. And if it's necessary, use the words.
So your
Because,
example.
exactly, because the Jesus Christ gospel is based in example.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to avoid conflict, if I want to avoid headaches, physical and mental conflicts, I have to change myself through my example. So living this gospel daily. But public, but this is very hard. Yes, it's very hard.
Yeah.
But like you
It's not
said,
impossible, right? It is
n-
hard.
first of all, not is impossible, and second is a step by step.
Mm-hmm.
We are here in the process to do this. Oh, today I couldn't do, but tomorrow I'm gonna try harder and I'm gonna do it. We have a free course, like you said in the beginning, get to know spiritism. In one of the classes there, they teach us how to, like, daily, what can I do daily to get better. Actually, Augustine taught us this lesson. So at night, you stop and think what you did and what you could do better.
You read
So
my mind.
so, if you want to understand a little bit more, I invite you to go to Get to Know Spiritism every Saturday, 5:30 afternoon. And we explore many different subjects, and you're going to learn a little bit more. You're not going to make you a saint. I guarantee you, you're not going to be finish the 6 month course and be a saint. But you're going to start thinking, okay, I was like that, but I can be a little bit more. It's a process. It's a
Yeah.
process.
You read my mind about Saint Augustine. I was thinking about, yeah, what he used to do. And it is really important if we start doing this as a habit in our life. And but we have, I think we have uh, time for one more questions.
Yes.
Rodrigo's questions. He said he has got one more thing. Yeah, this one, but we have this other one here. Currently, is the dueling happening in the social media? What the Spiritists teach us about it?
Okay. That's very interesting. Like social media, very interesting. People want to prove themselves. They want to prove their point of view. And what spiritists teach us is the same orientation. Don't do to the others what you don't do to you, right? The saying, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? You want peace or do you want to be right? And again, we have to accept point of view that are different than us, than the one that we have. And yes, we can avoid this kind of thing. And a lot of people just love dwelling just because they want to challenge people, not because like I want to prove this or that. People wants to see, let's say, more fight. There's a saying my wife keep on telling me, are you a fighter or are you a lover? And I always tell her, I'm a lover. If you want to fight, it's not with me. So this have to be applicable in our life. Do you want to be a fighter or do you want to be a lover?
Yeah,
Right? So being a lover means I am gonna avoid fights, any kind of fight, even though it's a fight for good. What is fight for good? Fight for good is okay. I'm gonna do my part and you do your part. Because again, in true, I'm not gonna change you. You have to change yourself. I have to change myself. You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
that's the kind of fight. I have to fight every day to be a little bit better than
Yeah,
yesterday. And
mm-hmm.
every day one step. Sometimes I go 2 steps back, but I have to realize I have to continue going forward.
Yeah. And Publio, in social media, we also can avoid dwelling if we see something that we don't like, just just leave there, right? Just leave it there, or unfollow the person. But you don't need to say something. You don't need to attack the person, right? I think this is
It's,
a good
it's,
strategy.
it's like that the Spirit said. Uh, is a person that has no sense. You know, exactly like you said. Okay, you want to fight? I'm not. I'm past. Go to another page. There's
Yeah.
many different, but people likes to fight. That's the problem, because we are still in a process of evolution.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like the Spirit said in the beginning, we bring a lot of customs from the past, from another incarnations, and that's the reason we keep on fighting, dwelling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We bring this, right, from
yeah.
our past lives.
So, but now you have one phrase that's gonna help you. You want to be happy, or do you want to be right?
Yeah. It's always good to choose to be happy.
Yeah.
Okay, Publio, thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. I
Marcel.
love your talk. It makes me reflect a lot. And
Thank you.
as I put a comment in the chat and I said, it is bringing me to reflect about dueling and how to avoid it in my life. Because I think if I avoid this in my life, if I evolve with myself, I can help others around me, right?
Yeah, it's true. That's the end of our conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever wherever I have to do to myself. I have to promote my involvement. Like I have to promote my growing as a eternal spirit, and everything that I do to pacify my heart, to pacify my life, and following Jesus Christ's teaching. So that's the good thing to do. That's the
Mm-hmm.
good thing to follow. And believe me, you're not gonna get wrong.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank, thank you very much, Marcel. Take care.
You too. So, thank you for your participation in the chat. And now we will move to the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. PAS is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. PASes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. During the pass, the water you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family, you can benefit from. So now we will make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. So I invite you to close your eyes, elevate our thought. Master Jesus, we are here to thank you for everything you have done for us. We thank you for this beautiful talk, and we ask you and Mother Mary to help us to be a better person, to avoid dwelling in our lives, and to be friendly and a better person with our neighbors. May we follow your steps and evolve ourselves. May your simple and humble spirit inspire us to love one another and help our neighbors wherever we go. We ask your protection during this treatment, your and the good spirits to stay with us, to inspire us, and we ask your protection for this week as well. Bless our family, our friends, and may we have a good sleep as well. Once again, thank you, and we ask you and the good Spiritist to stay with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light. Surrender to it. Involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Conference Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and the Spiritist group Path of the Light. Have a good night.
Jesus Christ, let us preach the peace, let us preach the love, and this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let's hold our hands and be together on this road. Then we take peace and love and spread it to the world.